What happens when a car's true identity is hidden beneath the skin of something familiar? When the numbers on the spec sheet tell only half the story, and the other half is a secret waiting to explode. Today, we're staging a confrontation that asks a simple question with a complicated answer. Can a modified everyday machine, tuned to the edge of madness, defeat a purpose-built icon from the factory floor? This isn't just a race. It's a philosophical inquiry into the nature of potential. What does it mean to unlock hidden power? And when that power is unleashed, can the vessel that contains it still be trusted? We're taking them to the strip to find out. But the results will force us to question not just which car is faster, but what fast even means when the rules are rewritten. First, meet the contenders. On one side, the dark horse. It wears the body of a modest, entry-level sports car. A twin-turbo flat-six, standard displacement. But its internals tell a different story. Massive upgraded turbochargers force-feed the engine. A custom intake gasps for air. A titanium exhaust screams with a liberated, metallic howl. The result is a claimed output that nearly doubles the original, pushing the boundaries of what this chassis was ever designed to handle. It sends all the fury to the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual gearbox, a direct, unfiltered connection between the driver's right foot and the tarmac. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing, a sleeper agent built to shock. Opposing it is the established king. This machine needs no introduction. It is the culmination of years of racing development, a factory-built monster from the brand's most exclusive performance division. Its engine is larger, its twin-turbo system meticulously calibrated for balance and response. It deploys its power through a sophisticated 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, optimized for brutal, consistent launches. It is lighter, more focused, and costs a fortune, a price justified by its pedigree and its purpose, to dominate. On paper, the king should win. It has the heritage, the engineering, the factory-sanctioned might. But the sleeper has a secret, and secrets are hard to quantify on a spreadsheet. The drivers face an ancient dilemma: choose your weapon. A coin toss decides fates. One driver, drawn to the visual drama, the massive wing, the racing pedigree, selects the factory king. The other is left with the modified sleeper. On the surface, it seems like a mismatch, a foregone conclusion. But the one stuck with the tuned car knows something the other doesn't. Numbers can lie. The first test is a rolling race from a modest speed. This eliminates the launch variable and tests pure, in-gear acceleration. The sleeper, waiting for its turbos to spool, hesitates for a fraction of a second. Then, the wave of torque hits. It surges forward with an urgency that borders on violence, leaving the king behind. The first shock is delivered. The dark horse has drawn blood. The factory king's driver is stunned. This wasn't supposed to happen, he mutters. The car in his mirror is not the car he thought it was. A brake test follows, a moment of normalcy in the chaos. The king, with its carbon ceramics, hauls down from speed with authoritative ease. The sleeper, with its aftermarket setup, struggles, its brakes protesting the immense energy they're forced to dissipate. The king reclaims a sliver of dignity, but the main event remains. A car can accelerate like a demon, but it must also learn to stop like one. Then, the real contest, the standing start drag race. This is where reputations are forged or shattered. The king, with its launch control, should have an insurmountable advantage. The lights drop. The king leaps forward, its systems managing traction with robotic precision. The sleeper, burdened by its manual gearbox and massive power, struggles for grip, its rear wheels fighting for purchase. For a moment, the king pulls ahead. But then, the sleeper hooks up. The gap stops growing. It holds steady, then begins to shrink. The king crosses the line first, but the margin is terrifyingly small. The sleeper, despite its disadvantage, had almost done it. The king's driver breathes a sigh of relief, but the seed of doubt is planted. The tension boils over. The umpire intervenes, demanding a driver swap. The king's pilot is forced into the sleeper. He accelerates, and his face tells the whole story. The power is overwhelming, intoxicating, but the chassis feels unstable. At high speed, the car shimmies, wobbles, its suspension overwhelmed by the forces it was never designed to contain. A strange noise emanates from the rear, a metallic clink, a suggestion of stress. The driver eases off, unnerved. The car is fast, terrifyingly fast, but it feels like a grenade with the pin pulled. It is powerful, but is it safe? Is it sound? Back in their original cars, the final, decisive drag race is run. The King, now with its systems properly configured, launches perfectly. The Sleeper, its driver struggling to manage its unruly power, falls behind. The gap this time is decisive. The King wins, asserting its dominance. But the story is not over. A message arrives from the Sleeper's builder, revealing the truth. The car indeed has a full exhaust system and a remap. But the power figure is not the wild, near 800 horsepower the driver suspected. It's a more modest, yet still significant, increase. The sensation of speed, the violence of its delivery, had been amplified by the car's raw, unfiltered nature, the manual gearbox, the stiffened suspension, the stripped-back interior. It felt faster than it actually was, because it demanded more from its driver. So, what is the final verdict of this contest? The numbers tell a clear story. The Factory King, with its 11.3 second quarter mile, decisively beats the tuned Sleeper's 11.8. The King is faster. But the philosophical question remains. Which car is more successful? The one that wins the race, or the one that redefines expectations, that shatters its own identity, that delivers an experience so raw and urgent it feels like a different machine altogether? The tuned car lost the drag race, but it won the argument about potential. It proved that a humble platform, pushed to its limits, can challenge a legend. It exposed the terrifying, exhilarating truth that the line between genius and insanity in engineering is perilously thin. The tuned car lost the race, but it won the argument about potential. In the end, the King retains its crown, but its reign is no longer unchallenged. The Sleeper returns to the shadows, a reminder that the most dangerous opponent is the one you underestimate. The true victory isn't always the one recorded on a stopwatch. Sometimes, it's the doubt you plant in the mind of the champion. The question you leave echoing in the silence after the race. What if it had hooked up? What if the driver was braver? What if the car held together just a little longer? If this exploration of hidden potential, the fragility of engineered limits, and the difference between sensation and reality resonated with you, please support the channel. A like on this video helps immensely, and subscribing to Winds of Thought guides you to more deep dives into the ideas that drive our world. Which would you rather be? The proven king, or the sleeper with a secret?